$700,000 Bitcoin? Oh, I've heard that one before. In 2021. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is Davinci Jeremy, 5x5 here in Dubai. Hope you're doing well. Oh, we got a good show for you today, man. Oh, I was on Carl Lamoon's Moon Show yesterday, and man, was I ever shocked. You should check that out. That live stream was crazy. Oh my God, it was lots of fun too. And yeah, I'm going to repeat some of the stuff that I talked about because man, it was in shock and awe. Anyways, let's get on with the show. We're going to be talking about, first off, my meetup, right? That's going on. It's going to be happening on February the 24th. And if you're a Davitar member, you can get elite status here if you want to. Just sign up here and you can get an access, special VIP access to my meetup. And if you're interested in my meetup and you want to sign up, right, you don't have to have a Davitar. You could also click on right below in the comment section, right? In this comment section, in the description, right? You can just hit more. There it is. Nice. There's my meetup. You click on that link, right? It takes you to this website where you can actually fill in the form. It's here in Dubai, this meetup. And yeah, you will be notified about where it is once you exactly fill in this registration. All right, there's only a limited number of tickets because we can't have everybody show up to this event. So make sure you register before it all goes away. It's absolutely free, so why not, right? We're going to be doing other events, and I'm going to be posting it soon. So make sure you stay tuned and watch the shows. All right, really easy. And I would like to say shout out to my editor. He puts in a lot of work here. He puts all the the timestamps, the news links for you. So he's going to put in all these news links that I'm going to be going over today. So starting off with the shocking news is, I'm like, if you read this, you're like, what the heck is going on? UK regulations, right, require that we maintain an up-to-date information about our clients and their account activity regarding self-custody wallets. A self-custody wallet is one where you manage your private keys yourself. For example, a hardware wallet. What? Say what? What? The UK wants you to hand in your wallet to tell them that if you have a wallet, huh? How does that work? And then if you don't respond, right, by February 23rd, they're going to freeze your account. Do you see how nasty it is to deal with banking systems, to deal with centralized entities? This is the exact reason why I actually use MetaMask, and I trade on decentralized exchanges, so I don't have to deal with this nonsense that all of a sudden the government comes along and says, yeah, we want you to do this. We want you to show if you have crust in your underwear. Like, what? That's none your business, right? I mean, come on, right? It's unbelievable. I mean, Kraken should basically, I say here, Kraken, it's a joke. You're cracking me up with this thing, eh? If it's true, you should exit the UK market because it's not respectful to ask your customers if they have toys, cars, paintings, phones, TVs, or even a Bitcoin hardware wallet. It's none of your business. Just leave, right? Just say, hey, listen, we can't do that, right? Out of respect for our customers, we can't do that. If you're going to force us to do that, we have to close shop, right? And you know what? That's respectful, right? Because it's dumb. Anyways, moving on. SEC Chair Gary Gensler outlines a very real economic difference between Bitcoin and the US dollar. Really? There's a difference? Let's find out what kind of difference there is. According to Gary Gensler, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, has outlined a very real economic difference between crypto like Bitcoin and fiat currencies like the US dollar. You have a whole central bank and support for one currency, generally per economic region. this SEC chief noted, adding that we don't have the same in Bitcoin. Yeah. Yes. You're right. Did you know that central planning, right, doesn't work? Meaning, if you have a government body or person deciding how the economy should work and how it should run, doesn't work. How do we know that? Well, the Soviets did that, and it didn't work out very well for them. Now, did it? China did that for a very long time. And then they realized, maybe we should let people own their stuff and build their own value and share it through economic activity and capitalism. Maybe that would work out better for us. Look at that. Now they're building and growing fast. What was the difference? Oh, that's right. They stopped central planning. Well, the same rule applies to an asset, which is just another thing, right? Can you imagine if we had governments decide what kind of headphones we would have? That'd be dumb. We'd all have the same headphones. Well, that's the same thing with money. If you have central planners dealing with money, they're not only going to give us only one form of money, right? Right? That's the US dollar. They're actually going to mess it up. We've seen it time and time again throughout history. There is no example where they don't mess that up. So with that said, when you have a system where there is no one controlling it, and it's actually just a mathematical algorithm, people can react and plan because they know what the rules are for the future. With a central planner, of course, the rules change whenever they feel like it. Okay, well, you know what? We need to break the rules. I know we said we'd never buy or print money, but now we need to break the rules and print money. And that's the situation with central bank. Okay? So that's why it doesn't work long term. Moving on to Bitcoin. BTC might reach 700,000 if this happens, according to Adam Back. Whoa. Damn. Yes. Well, yes, it would reach the $700,000 mark if we surpass gold. Yeah. If ifs and buts were cherries and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. But actually, we will. So, if you do not have any Bitcoin, right? And you think this is not possible, you are on the wrong side of the bet. Just you are. And I know you're thinking, well, wait a minute, Mr. D, right? You're talking a 13, 14x from where we are right now. How's that possible? If you have to ask that question, you have not been paying attention. Now, have you? Bitcoin's a mathematical algorithm, which you can't change. So that means, right, there's always going to be 21 million. There's a lot of millionaires out there. There's like 60 million millionaires, or even more, maybe half, even 100,000 millionaires, because not all of them are registered. And not all of them can get a Bitcoin. In fact, 3 million Bitcoin have been lost. So this $700,000 mark is actually low. Low. So we'll see Bitcoin go above this easily. Will it happen this cycle? I don't know. But it will happen. So how am I so confident that this will happen? How am I know for sure that this will happen? This is a long way off from the current price, right? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's a long way off from this price, right? But it will happen because central banks next year will be able to put it on their balance sheet. What's that mean? It means central banks will be buying Bitcoin and putting it as something they reserve as an asset in case something happens. And you're like, what? Say what? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And so you understand the gravity of the situation. Central banks do not own any other commodity except gold on their balance sheet. Try to comprehend that for a second. They do not own any other commodity except gold. And next year, they're going to be able to put Bitcoin on that balance sheet. What does that mean for the price of a fixed asset that has limited supply? Of absolutely fixed supply. Yeah, that's right. The only way for them to get more Bitcoin is to increase the price. Period. There is no creating more Bitcoin. Yes, they can run scams, of course. They can get you to lease your Bitcoin or lend your Bitcoin out and stuff like that, so they can take it and buy it and stuff like that, and then pay you in fiat currencies, help to lower the price and stuff like that. They will run all those scams. That will come. But the reality is they can't keep that scam going for very long. Especially if you've been listening to me and you've been buying Bitcoin and you've been putting it in your hardware wallet, you've been taking it off the exchanges, right? Especially the Kraken, and you can self-custody. If you've been doing that, right? And I hope you have, you will help cause the prices to rise beyond what they can afford. Of course they can print as much money as they want, but you will cause the prices to go extremely high by holding it yourself and not letting anyone else holding it. Okay. With that said, let's take a look at some trades for today. If you're interested in trading, you can do so at bybit.davinci15.com, 2bit.davinci15.com, or coinw.davinci15.com. Right? Links are, of course, in the description below. Okay, so Bitcoin. When's you stopping? This don't make no sense. We're at 52,000. What the hell? Are you gonna ever stop going up? Well, I'm telling you, this is unbelievable, and it's not sustainable. However, can this continue up? Yes, in this line, and probably not in this particular upward trajectory, right? Because it's actually a little bit scary. Because what that means is, for you to understand what that means, if we were to project out to August, right? If it were to continue into this trajectory, you're talking a $200,000 Bitcoin by August, right? Is it possible? Yeah. 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 It is, right? It's not impossible, right? But it's just improbable, right? However, there is a however to that. Bitcoin is a unique asset class, and so we have to consider the improbable as a case because of its uniqueness. The uniqueness we've already discussed, that it is an asset that cannot be inflated. Every other asset has the ability to increase its supply. Bitcoin does not. There's only going to be 21 million, and that's it. So there is no way for price to cause more Bitcoin to come out. So that's it. So we have to accept that there is a possibility, although it is remote, that Bitcoin will continue rapidly going higher and higher. And it has happened before in the early days of Bitcoin. I remember seeing it jump from $30 to $50 and then not stop. I mean, people call me up saying, hey, I'm selling all my Bitcoin at $50. And it never came back that $50, right? Never. Can we see that happen here at $52? Yes. And the reason why is that now everyone in the United States can participate in buying Bitcoin. And if the ETFs are honest and buying actual physical Bitcoin, this is going to rise. There's just no other way, period. This is going to rise and rise and rise and rise and rise as people dump unlimited printed money into this asset. So yeah, there we are. There you have it. Bitcoin could effectively go higher. So should you trade it this way? Well, let's just do it. Why not? Right? So how do we trade this? Right? Okay. Well, let's do that, folks. We can see if we use the volume indicators, because we're going to need to use some volume indicators. We're going to have to use some little bit of indicators to help us jump in on some trades and set some stop losses, because hey, things could not or may not work out as planned, right? We are overbought by a significant amount that Bitcoin could easily drop down to 43K as the level. So please be careful of that, right? That's a 20% drop from here or more. And so you don't want to be part of that. So you can see here, there is a level here where Bitcoin could come back down. And you can see that this breakout occurred somewhere around here. So you could say, hey, well, you know what? Bitcoin might hold the line here. So I'm going to buy this level. That's great. You can do that. And then the stop loss should be somewhere below that last wick. And so because it's very low, you can say 50, let's just go 0.5. You're going to hold the line there and let it run. Maybe let's let it run to 2 to 1 and then let it run wherever it does go, right? Let's just go something simple. You go 2 to 1. So that's just basically back up to the top of the range there. If it continues higher, you move your stop. If it gets there to your 2 to 1, you move your stop to the break even, and then you let it run. You say, okay, well, hey, let's see how far this thing can go. And that's how you would trade this. If you were to get this move, and because you could do high leverage with this, you can go 100x, right? Because of a low percentage, right? Of course, you wouldn't put your whole portfolio on risk here, right? But you can take 1% of your portfolio and go 100x with that, right? And see how far this thing takes you, right? So that's how you decide on what leverage is based on the percentage you could lose, right? And so that's how you trade in this particular scenario. You're going to have to try to get in on the shorter time frames, and that's the only way. Because right now, I'm going to copy this and give this to my subscribers. And if you want to be a subscriber, you could do so at DavinciJ15.com, where this is actually being done live for my subscribers. And so, yeah, that's one way to buy. But the thing you need to understand is that if we were to look at this objectively, this thing is overbought significantly. We're outside the bands. We've been outside the bands for quite some time. And to say that this can continue, yes, it can. But should it? Will it run out of steam? Yes, it will. Eventually, it will run out of steam. Eventually, when? I don't know. But there is we could target the 55,600 level, right? This is an extension, which makes sense. It's a level that makes sense, and say, hey, that's the next target. It is very dangerous to go long here. And just okay, whatever, I'm going to go long for liquidation, because we can easily come back all the way back to, at the very least, to the 13 EMA, which would liquidate you if you're on a 10X, which is 47.7, and that would liquidate you. Okay, let's take a look at Ethereum before we finish off. You can see, look at that. This is redonkulous. So you can see that this cannot be sustained. And you can see here, it did not sustain itself right here, right there. There was one more blow off candle, and then boom, it came back down, right, all the way down here. So do not jump into a long that's going to hold you to oh yeah, it's going to $34,000, so I'm going to go long 10X. Dumb. So you can only do a long in the shorter time frames if you think that this thing is going to continue going higher for the short term. Eventually, this is going to reverse, and it's going to come back and at the very least, retest the 13 EMA. So that's at $2,500. All right. So keep that in mind. Okay, I know this was a long one. I had to, because there was lots of information I wanted to share with you, and I hope you learned something today. And yeah, looking forward to the Peter Schiff battle as well. I'm going to be doing that. That's going to be a long one as well. We're going to be doing it on Mr. M's channel, his podcast, and we're going to be having a lot of fun. So make sure you subscribe to Mr. M's podcast and subscribe to me. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And for those of you who don't know where the subscribe button, I'm going to help you out with that right now. I'm going to show you how to hit the subscribe right now. Right, you just go right here. You click the subscribe. You go like this. You hit the all so that YouTube notifies you when there's something cool coming on. So go ahead and do that. I really appreciate it. And thank you very much. We'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Cheers.